Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 19 properties today, and let's get started. Now, I'm not sure what they meant when they said a little dough will do ya. I guess what that means is this place is pretty affordable. 561 Childs, number 17, $299, maintenance fees of $330 a month, and it's renovated. And I would absolutely guess that this one would sell for more than $299. I don't see them holding back on offers for a particular day, but I think that they're definitely priced lower than I would expect. The village towns seem to be kind of all over the map these days, and so this one at $385,900 is 1342 square feet, and looks nice. So there is a $90 road fee at 6020 Dairy. You find it on Nadlin Heights as well. But then you look to the next one in the list at 649 Marks, and which is really not that far away from the other one. At $389, they're asking the same price for a 1040 square foot home, and I've seen that. I've seen where the prices have been all over. I don't know if agents from out of town don't know the models and they're paying more for the smaller ones because they say, well, it's a 2-bedroom and the square footage isn't listed. So strategically on this one, I understand why somebody wouldn't put the square footage, because it might actually make people believe that this home is actually very similar to some of the other ones that from the pictures, unless you knew, might resemble each other quite a bit. Either way, I'd take Dairy any day. You have a choice when you're buying homes these days, and it really, I don't know if there's a lot of gray territory here, but you either have something where the kitchen is separate like this one. So you've got kitchen and eat-in in the back, and then you have family room that you kind of have to walk through the middle. It's not my favorite floor plan, but the point is that if you have kids or if you want to watch TV while you're in the kitchen, then this model doesn't really allow you to do that because of how it's set up. There's no breakfast bar or openness to it. So some people like that. They like to be in the kitchen, not really deal with anybody else. But I would say more often than not, I would say that the feedback we get from buyers is that they prefer a more open concept layout. I do think with this one, you're about kind of 1,600 square feet plus a finished basement at $449. That makes sense. And these guys also have, they didn't mention in the description, but they also have a road maintenance fee. I think it's about $60 a month. And so the house is a freehold house, same as Dairy, which means you own it, but it's called a POTL. It's a parcel of tied land. So the driveway, so garbage collection and snow removal are actually contracted out, and the road is considered a common element or a condo that you all share ownership of. Sunnyvale is one of the best picks of the day. You've got a nice big backyard. The house is a little small, so you've got one full bathroom upstairs. You've got a dining room and a family, or like a living room basically, a kitchen with an eat-in, but it's not huge. They've done a good job with it though. It's going to attract a lot of attention at this price. A detached home at $459 when there's really not a lot out there. And that's a nice shot there too on the side of the house. They've even got the twilight shots. And overall, I think they've done a good job presenting. This one is definitely one of the hot listings of today. I think Huffman's a nice property here for $559. It's a Powell model. About 1,900 square feet plus a finished basement, 3 bedrooms upstairs, and I just think the street is really nice, and there's a park not far from it. There's a couple parks nearby, and I kind of skipped over the basement photos, but that's something that a lot of times you'll find that the husbands tend to be into basements and garages, and I think that basement is definitely something that might bring the husband on board, in addition to the wife, who typically looks at living areas, bedrooms. It's kind of being concerned about the family. That may seem like a generalization, but that's what we see out there. We're out there every day with people, and we see how people interpret information and different properties and what they look for. Now, Miltonbrook is probably one of the more, I don't want to say over-improved semis, but it's right on the edge of what I'd consider to be what anybody should do on their semi, because you're still a semi at the end of the day. And at $559, a buyer doesn't have to choose a semi-detached. They can move to a detached home. You even start to see a couple of double garages right around this price range. So the waffle ceiling looks great. Lots of pot lights, modern colors, California shutters, which is something that generally you don't get as high of a return on as what you spend. The basement even looks good for finishing as well. It looks like they've done the ductwork off to the side and left this clear. And then you've got a window that's a decent size as well. So nice looking home. And semis do hit this number, so I think they've got a chance. So Lederman is $599, and this is a Mattamy Plan 8. It's 1938 square feet. It's on a 30-foot lot. Same model as this, sold on a quieter street, not far from here on Solomon Court, without the hardwood floors, but it had the 9-foot ceilings, had the dark cabinets, it even had the chef's kitchen upgrade, and that was at $556. So I don't know. I mean, best of luck to them at $599. But I mean, the sales in 2015, there's a little bit of variation there. They're not following a linear pattern. There's some homes that have really gone up high and some that haven't. But even in this list, I look at Dimont, which is a larger house, probably similar traffic patterns to this one. Plus, it has a whole finished basement, and they're asking $585. So they might find themselves competing with homes at this price point, where for less, people are even getting more. So Cobbin's the next one up, $614,900, and this is a good example of someone who, like, if they were to invest the money in the countertops, blue just isn't what most buyers are looking for. And so I bet out of 100 buyers that looked at this one, well over 50% of them would say, I'm going to have to change that countertop. So you want to step into that if possible. Not every situation dictates it. Sometimes, there's not the free funds to do it, or maybe you've just got to, maybe there's a job offer and you've got to go somewhere else. But doing those countertops is something that I think would certainly be a good return on investment. The big five that we talk about in Milton Daily Homes always is kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, paint, and details. So anything from door handles to light fixtures to window coverings, things like that tend to be the highest return on investment items. Okay, so Giddings is $720, and so it's a Fieldgate Chester model. It looks like it's on a wider lot, and very modern finishes. It's one of those designs where, it's kind of split, family room above the garage kind of thing. Very, very modern finishes. I'm going to see this one today, so I'll know a little bit more. If you're curious about how it shows, just send me an email, I'll let you know. I like how they did the hardwood here, because when it's tile and hardwood, I find personally that the family room feels a little bit small when they cut the line, but when you keep the same floor throughout the whole house, it gives you some bonus space, and so I think that was a smart move. I look at this, okay, I don't know about you, but I don't really want to see myself in the mirror as I'm sitting on the throne. That's just not something to me that would be my favorite view. Anyway, remember, love yourself, but a little too much of that is just not good. I like how they match the washer dryer with the paint, and overall they've done a good job. They've got the extra lot. One of these just sold for $705 that is nowhere near as nice as this one. And but the majority of them, then you saw another one that just sold like last week or a week and a half ago at $650. So this model has encountered quite a variety of different sale prices, and so being at this price should break the record for the model. We'll see what happens. How it shows in person is really going to be the telling sign. Gonna live work on Thompson's, so we're about 825 square feet down below. Rental rate on something like that is probably $20 a square foot, plus a proportionate share of taxes and maintenance fees and insurance. So you've got maybe $1,600 a month coming in plus HST, and you just remit the HST. Financing can be interesting on these ones. Because you've got a split of residential and commercial, and so they've blended some products together. There may be tax that applies on the commercial portion of the sale, however much it is, probably on a per square foot basis. So you definitely want to speak to a good accountant and a good mortgage rep if you are interested in buying any live-work property, because they're a little different than just going commercial or just going residential. Now, I haven't seen this model listed in years. It's called a Mattamy Cranberry. There's only a couple of them that I think exist, period. And $889, I think it's just over 3,000 square feet. It backs onto green space. They've put some money into this one, that's for sure. It's got some neat upgrades. It's a different layout than you'd probably see in most of the other models, just because the garages, instead of doing an L shape around a double garage, they actually have, if you can probably find the floor plans online if you type in Mattamy Cranberry. And I don't know, like for a 3,000 square foot home backing onto green space, this would certainly be on the high side of what most people would consider fair. I have a feeling, though, this one probably looks a little better in person than the photos. Now, finally, this is a home that I have been giddy for a long time.
A lady, feminine, female, girl, skunk. In the spring, a young man's love lightly turns to thoughts of fancy. Keep your guard up, Cherie. Hello, young lover, whoever you are.
So, I'm like Pepe Le Pew when I see this home. I'm fascinated by it. I love the view of the escarpment here. I love the openness. It's got a big kitchen. There you go. That's the money shot right there. I just think it's a real comfortable country home. You've got a nice big 21-acre property, rolling hills, triple car garage, the pool, the full Monty on this one. Love it, love it, love it. So that's today's list. Any questions, just email us, reach out to us. That's what we're here for, is to be your concierge, to help you through this process. Make sure you're educated, that you stay safe, and that you're not overpaying for properties in a market that's very easy to do so. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
The showers away, and if I kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight, will you pardon me, con tito, dans les tulips avec hey!